Welcome to Thespians TV. Today we are here with the incomparable Jonas Castillo. Jonas, welcome.
Thank you. I'm incomparable today.
Thanks for being here.
I'm very excited to be here, honestly. My crotch feels very toasty right
Amazing.
now.
Yes, there's this direct sunbeam in your crotch. I'm not sure if the audience can see that.
If the video's been... Could I just have a black box right where my dick is,
Yeah, we're going to put
please?
out... Don't worry, redacted.
Thank you so much.
I don't think that it's visible.
This is a family-friendly
It's a
podcast. Yeah. We cover up that sort of thing.
Nova's toes are right off screen. I feel like it's good.
They're off screen, but they have a presence.
You know what?
They definitely do.
You are not getting feet pics for free, people.
Follow our Patreon. You can all see
That's
my dick
private.
and Nova's feet.
Exactly.
Jonas, I mean, to start off, obviously, Nova and I are directing you in this TV show that we've been working on, and I just for the viewer, your performances have been so incredible to engage with. Unbelievable screen actor. And then I see that you had another short film that you're in. So maybe this is your career now.
God, I don't know. I do like stand-up. I do like stand-up like a ton. I feel like stand-up. Whenever I tell people I do stand-up, I do subtitle stand-up as the love of my life.
Okay.
I do quite like acting, but I've gone down to LA for a bit, and I've like met like actors who moonlight as a stand-up comedian, and I'm like, God, I hate you.
Oh, wait.
That's too strong of a word.
Yeah.
I severely dislike you.
Sure, but why?
I feel like, how do I put it? I think there's something very beautiful. There's something very pure about like great stand-up comedy.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I was talking with a friend when I was first getting started out, and he said something to me that's just stuck in my head for like the entire comedy career that I've had so far. Not too long, like 3 years at this point, but he said stand-up isn't just like, it's not performance, it's not writing, it's the vibe that you bring into the room.
Okay.
And I really have taken that and really tried to run with it. Whereas I feel like a lot of people use stand-up as a stepping stone.
Sure.
And I feel like that's a bit disrespectful to the art form.
Totally.
Honestly. But I mean, I get it completely.
Yeah.
I also consider stand-up to kind of be like the business major of the arts, where it's like, oh, if you could do stand-up, that means you could do acting, you can be funny, you can write. It definitely has, it doesn't have all of its eggs in one basket. It really shows versatility for sure.
Sure. And also, I mean, I can only imagine the economic forces at work that would make a stand-up want to pursue screen acting.
Oh, yeah.
Because of like how much money you can get from that. But we can
also,
let's stay on your purity of craft.
I mean, the people who are fundamentally screen actors but then are doing stand-up to prove that they could do comedy acting feels disrespectful to the fact that stand-up is its own art form with its own, that deserves to be treated as such. So
Yeah, exactly.
I couldn't agree more.
I don't know. I feel like, I feel like actors tend to use stand-up more as like besides like a reason to go outside, but as like something to put in their sizzle reel.
Sure.
They're like, oh, this person got a pop. I want to put them on my short film.
Sure.
Whereas I feel like it's much more like you make people laugh, honestly, to make people laugh. The rush feeling of it. And I think there's something very beautiful about it. Not to talk about classes that I took in college, but the Divine Comedy, Dante's Divine Comedy. It's called that because it begins low in hell and it ends high in paradise. Comedy is the increase of tone to low to high. And I feel like I have no fucking clue. I think I just wanted to say that, honestly.
And this is the perfect podcast for that kind of a declaration, just so you know, because that's the kind of shit we're saying all the time in here.
Well, and I mean, relatedly, in the Shakespearean paradigm, tragedy is from order to chaos, and comedy is from chaos to order.
Oh, that's good. That's a great way to put it. And I feel like stand-up is one of the best to do it because it's so minimalistic. You have to have some sort of chaos in the room.
Mm-hmm.
Like, it's something that I feel like theater, while I love, theater has to constantly capture it. Whereas stand-up, like a lot of people, like there are shows where people just riff the entire time. And those somehow get people because stand-up is so good at capturing the chaos of a room.
Ah, I see. So it's like providing like a set of order for the chaos of the room. I like this.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Has stand-up ever broken your heart?
Oh, constantly. Are you kidding me? Has stand-up ever broken my heart?
It wouldn't be a true love if it wasn't.
That's what I want to know.
No, are you kidding me? Stand-up has, I've always had like nights where I'm like, fuck, I feel like stand-up has like changed my brain chemistry. I think it had like a lot of stand-ups could do that where like, I don't know, like talking, you can't talk to like normal people anymore. You can't talk to normal people, one, because your vocabulary is just fucked up now. Where like for you, like an easy acute jab joke is like a severe insult. I have to like code switch like crazy at work. It's terrible. I work at can we censor that actually?
Yes,
I work at the
absolutely censor that.
Yeah. Or as a substitute teacher at the Look at this fucking guy.
Yeah. I can't. Well,
Any
honestly,
great roasts of your students that you have done in class?
I get bad with it. It's not even like good writing. Like I feel like it's just like I go like school bully in it. There was this kid named Luke, and he kept calling girls names. So he said, "How do you like it if I called you Puke Puke?" And then he turned to look, and he went, "Oh," and I was like, "Oh shit, you're 6 years old."
Right.
It's
Very
bad.
good.
I feel like there's things where I'm like, oh shit. Like I forget that like I'm a grown ass man.
And you wear it well.
Yes.
Thank you.
So tell us, how did you get into stand-up?
I've always been into stand up.
Since from the womb.
Practically, I was 5 years old. My mom, before she got married for the second time, she was a devout pirate. She loved just to steal media and watch it. She was one of the first people that streamed pirated stuff just through streaming. It was very cool. I got to see a lot of stuff.
Okay,
for free.
I'm following now.
Yeah.
It took me a while as a Caribbean piracy enthusiast. I was thinking something completely
Salivating over
different.
there.
Like a rum pirate.
I was like, I am also a pirate. What's your mom up to? Does she have a cutlass, or is she more a longsword lady? Anyway,
Hook hand, eye patch.
okay, continue, please. Your mom was a prolific media piracy
pirate, a white collar
practitioner.
pirate. Yes.
White collar pirate.
I think that in combination to the fact that I was born while my mom was fairly young, she was about 20, I want to say like 29 when she was at her peak of pirating. When she was 29, I was 5, and she pirated Dimitri Martin's first special from Comedy Central. And I think Dimitri Martin is one of the best like entry level stand-up comedians because it's very much just like, especially his first special, I watched it recently. It's very much like he has a youth about him that is lost in his future specials that almost gives like a kids say the darndest things sort of tone. And when you're 5 years old and there's a guy that also has like a mushroom haircut, like how I did at the time, making jokes and making an entire auditorium of people laugh, that sticks with you. And that carried with me, and I kept listening. I listened to like all of his albums by the time I was like 9 years old. And then I went out and I like looked for like whoever he was interested in or whoever was hot. I'd say like no matter what, like my North Star honestly is like early Dimitri Martin and Hannibal Buress. I love those two so much. I feel like Hannibal especially is what I not try to be, but it's something that like there's a certain moxie to his stand-up that you really appreciate.
I love that. I remember the first time I saw Maria Bamford perform stand-up, and I was a small child, and it was on public access TV.
Oh my God.
And I was just like, who is this weird lady? Like, whatever she's doing, I get it. I love it. I want it. So
You feel seen.
right there with you. Yeah, I felt seen.
Honestly.
As a weird child.
Yeah.
Maria Bamford was my one and only.
Exactly. No, yeah, that's exactly. I feel like when children see stand-up, a stand-up comedian that they identify with, when I saw Dimitri Martin, I was like, holy shit, this guy has my skin tone, he has my haircut, and he talks in like a shy tone, and he says weird-ass one-liners. That is what like I thought of myself when I was 5, and it gave me a sense of self, honestly. And I feel like I model a lot of my childhood after like trying to replicate his jokes. Honestly, I stole a lot of his jokes when I was like 11. I feel like a lot of people.
That's how we all start.
Yeah, everyone starts as a thief.
Yeah, I mean, mine was the monologue from The Grinch. You know, like
the movie?
There's a monologue about his schedule, and was my early comedic foray. But the mimicry it feels like the earliest.
It's a form of flattery.
It's a form of flattery, and it's the first step to really engaging with the craft.
Yeah, exactly.
When you're a child,
don't
get the wrong idea. Don't be stealing jokes.
Adults.
Yeah, that's lame as hell.
So okay, we could go at a lot of directions in this. You're a youth, but you were not a practicing stand-up for your youth.
Yeah.
And so what was it like? Because you've had a couple of years post-college now, I think, right?
Yeah, I'm like 2-3 years. 2 years, yeah.
So it has just like you graduated college and you're like, I'm getting back in this, or what was the kind of like,
or
how did you find your way back home?
Yeah, when did you first get on stage?
I first got on stage, honestly, like something that was official stand-up. The first time I got on stage was college. I was 20 years old.
Wow.
I went to UC Berkeley, and if you know anything about UC Berkeley, they have a really burgeoning and really bad improv scene. And everyone, yeah, I know,
Wow.
and everyone wanted to do
Pulling
improv.
punches on this show.
Sorry, those guys fucking. I can't.
I have a lot of thoughts.
They're like 19. I'm shitting on 19-year-olds. I don't even know.
Yeah, but it's your time to shine. So
Thank you, God. Are you in a fucking podcast with a warm crotch right now? No. No. I'm a fucking star. I've always loved stand-up, but I wanted to do something related to comedy. I actually, I feel like a lot of people, when they get into college, they want to like replicate like a Harvard Lampoon to like SNL writer sort of pipeline.
Yeah.
So what I did, I started writing on Berkeley's Lampoon magazine, the Heuristic Squelch, which fucking sucks as a magazine, by the way. But
what's the hot takes about the Berkeley comedy scene?
it's really okay. Very quick
There's a lot
side
to say
tangent.
Here. No, there's a lot to say here because I want to.
I feel
Let's
like
dive in.
UC Berkeley comedy in general, I feel like encapsulates a lot of people's issues with Bay Area comedy as a whole. Where I feel like people in UC Berkeley, I feel like people. Like if you're a student at UC Berkeley and you want to make comedy, make something that makes people laugh, not something that makes people go, "Oh, clever!" Like, come on, do something guttural, you know? Do like an emotion that people identify with, not like a clever idea. You know, I remember I saw a sketch group in Berkeley. I'm fucking flaming memories from 3 years ago.
You know what? We'll just say that he's processing.
I am. I'm currently processing this. I am tapering off of Lexapro right now. My mind is crazy. So I'm sorry if like you used to be my roommate and I'm shitting on your sketch comedy. They did like a sketch, and the brunt of the sketch, the main game of the sketch was an oil baron, but it was an essential oil baron. The brunt of the joke is really just a pun. There's no emotion behind it. I want an emotion involved with the comedy. I want something for us to actually laugh at. Besides going, oh, that's clever writing. You're so smart. I feel like people in Berkeley and their comedy, they really just want to be validated through their intelligence. And I feel like you could kind of tell if a stand-up comic here went to Berkeley. And that's my big issue with it.
Okay.
There's a need to be seen as smart that I hope that I've grown out of, but I don't know. Maybe it'll come back sometime soon.
You're like, shots are fired at both directions of the interview side here, but I'm not afraid to respond.
You know what? I think that there comes a point where if you want to be really smart, you have to get stupid again, you know?
Yes. And that's a great way to put it. I feel like, also, to be fair, my school of thought for at least stand-up comedy is Mike Birbiglia's, and he's quoted with saying, if you're not saying secrets on stage, who cares? So I really do believe in like a great injection of the self in anything that you create, and I feel like that lacks severely in Berkeley. I feel like that lacks severely in a lot of undergraduate institutions, really, because of a lack of life experience.
Yeah, and so I mean, it also sounds like what you're saying is kind of like using intelligence as a way of sidestepping the need to be human and vulnerable.
Yeah,
will get in the way for sure. Is that what, like, because that
I do see that as well.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like I feel like a big thing with stand-up comedy, a big thing that people learn very soon is when people, like a lot of people see writing first and foremost in stand-up comedy, because if they listen to stand-up, they listen to it.
Yeah.
They could listen to it on Spotify.
Yeah.
They might watch the video, but real stand-up is so much more than just writing and performing. Once again, it's the vibe, it's the tone that you bring to the room. You have to become amicable with the audience, and you can do so much more without having, I mean, you could kill a room without even saying an actual joke.
That's true.
Yeah.
We have been seeing some clown shows recently.
Ooh.
And talk about not needing to write anything. Like it's like about your physical presence and how you engage with the audience. And we've been talking to clowns, and it's been kind of revealing in terms of, I mean, I'm an overwritten, jokey person, which I think is like probably because stand-up is not my true final form. I don't think that I want to be good at it, and I just don't think that it's the thing.
Fair.
TV writing, I feel way more like
TV writing is, I think it's
focused
beautiful.
and in it, because I'm thinking of stand-up as primarily a writing exercise.
Yeah.
And I don't know that I'm doing enough to think about how to be in the room with people.
Well, I mean, I feel like something about stand-up that's unique and important is that there's an audience, and the audience is part of the experience.
Right. Yes.
And I think that people get a lot of their stand-up comedy, like I'm saying this on the internet right now, but I think that people should get into live events more, go see live comedy, because it's a different experience of being there in the room with the person and sort of sharing in the experience with the performer, or as the performer sharing the experience with the audience.
Yes.
So,
I wholeheartedly agree.
live performance.
Yeah. And I also understand what you're talking about with screenwriting. I think creating a script, a screenplay, that's like writing up. That's like making a quilt out of writing. Yeah. It's so beautiful. That is true. Craft right there.
Yeah, I don't need the validation for it, but I am totally you're making me think about my relationships to the two different crafts, and I want to hold sacred this sort of perception, this assessment you're making about stand-up, which is this completely different craft than what screenwriting is, which I think is okay. Like people.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they definitely go hand in hand, as I said. But there's a reason why one is screenwriting and the other one is stand-up comedy.
Word.
Yeah.
Word to your mother.
Now, speaking of filmmaking, you have a short film. Tell us about that.
Oh my God. So that's just that's a student film that I was a part of. It's called Late Show at the End of the Universe.
Oh, that's your short film?
No. I'm co-starred in it.
Oh, great.
It's the first project that I was really a part of. That's the first time I really acted for the screen. It was a lot of fun. It really helped. I feel like it's a great entryway for it. I play the host of the Late Show at the End of the Universe, so essentially I just had to treat it as stand-up.
Cool.
Just hammed up with a hello kind of voice.
Cool.
It's the two writers, Wilhelm Schultz and Hayden Eek, the writers and directors. They're really interesting fellas. They wrote it as a way, as a sort of not a response, but as a way to understand how are we watching these jokey Jimmy Fallon sort of TV late night talk shows in a time where the world is literally ending. We are so close to doomsday on many fronts.
Yeah, so seriously.
Yeah, and it's a very existential sort of short film, and I loved being a part of it. It was very fun.
So tell us more about that. I mean, this is a conversation that Andre and I have very frequently as entertainers and creators of, media like TV and plays that are for the purpose of entertainment. But entertainment can have a propagandistic function when it's intended to be sort of satiating people at a time when they should be agitated. But also we're entertainers and so we're here to give people a good experience and have fun. And so I'm curious how you walk that line and how you think about your role as an entertainer. How
I thought about my role as an entertainer in the short film, correct?
No, just more broadly.
More broadly as an entertainer. Honestly, I I do see myself honestly as like as a drop of water in a swimming pool, where like there's like besides like what I can do in my power, which is like protest, vote, and whatnot. All I could do is just make sure that the things that I'm writing and performing align with my own values. There's not much else that we can really do about it. I guess I do try to avoid being topical in my stand-up. I tend to focus on my internal emotions and whatnot. Really, I don't want to say it's therapeutic. I definitely call it confessional, but I believe stand-up is really more like me sharing my inner life with the audience,
which is a radical act in its own. I mean,
That's
I do,
fair.
and I think that stand-up, for me, I feel like it's easier to see stand-up, particularly the honesty piece, right? Because when we talk about the sort of end of the world, doomsday, part of what makes that possible is the sort of like obfuscating of the human experience. Like, in order to get to a sort of fascist end, you have to dehumanize every, countless numbers of people.
That's completely fair.
And then how do you offset that? You are telling the truth about the human experience. So
Yeah.
I feel like stand-up has that kind of quality.
Well, it definitely does. I mean, I feel like something about like the human experience, especially right now. I mean, we all have these recording devices in our pockets that we walk around with every day. There's something so inherent to us, especially right now, is just the feeling that we exist. And I feel like stand-up is really good at making you like showing to the world, like, hey, I exist right now. This is how I feel. I'm a human being with flaws, and we will celebrate these flaws.
Yeah.
I do think of stand-up as comedy in general really is a celebration of imperfection, and I love that.
Cool. Yes, I love that.
Do you remember when social media was fun? It used to be like all it was that you could project a sort of idealized version of yourself and make people think that you were cooler than you actually were, and now it is just surveillance.
I feel like there's a certain I will say it still has the facade of showing people the best version of yourself. There is a point, I feel like, in the past like 6 years, maybe like a little bit before COVID, when we realized it's like when we found out that ads like were listening to you. I feel like that's when we realized
It all went downhill with Cambridge Analytica.
What is that?
It,
I don't know.
It was like a huge scandal where Facebook was basically selling data to an analytics company that used that to influence the election.
Oh, shit.
Down to the level of, based on people's social media behavior, they could, at the individual level, find people who were swing voters and were susceptible to marketing, and then sort of send those people very targeted ads and social media content, so targeted that sometimes a single person would be the only one to see something that was on social media because they were identified as being a swing voter in a critical district. And that is, many people believe, the reason for Donald Trump's first election victory.
God damn. That is evil as hell.
I mean, that's my perception of social media right now, is that like that there's personalized data and it's getting more personalized, and then the ability to like act on that is getting easier via like AI. Yeah. So like you could program AI, LLMs, chatbots, whatever, to like be able to figure out how to get that particular voter to behave in the way that you want them to behave.
It's incredibly, it's pretty much just like unregulated cable mixed with the orgasm button.
I mean, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
It's like the gambling, like dopamine.
It truly is, yeah. And they've really like integrated gambling.
Yeah. Do you have a social media problem?
Constantly. Are you kidding me?
I do. I feel like I can feel it. I'm like, I can feel myself losing time.
Are you like a poster or are you a lurker?
But a little bit of both.
Really? Okay.
Business reasons, we have to be posting, but that feels like I'm way more regulated when I'm doing that. I'm like in a desktop. I'm in like a.
Oh, that's nice.
I'm in like a platform that I can use. Yeah. It looks like a job.
You're doing you're on a standing desk with your glasses on. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly what it looks like in the kitchen. But I feel myself like getting hooked in, getting pulled back in, getting like I'm uncomfortable without it. Like I feel like I need to go plug back in. I feel the pull in a very intense way, and it's like a pretty alarming.
It is, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're posting this online so that you are.
So if you see this,
we know that this is bad for you.
We know it's bad for you.
We're here to waste your time.
And we have to do it anyway.
We're here to waste your time.
And that's Thespians.
Thank you for your time.
Okay, but you said when we first talked to you about being on the show, you mentioned that you had also created a short film. Was that also a student film, or is that?
That was only a screenplay really that I had written. That was more like a school project that really like encapsulated my feelings of just high school.
Yeah.
At the time, it's very like Bay Area, and it turns out I went to a very Bay Area high school. I won't say the name. But
beep.
Yeah, beep. But I feel like the Bay Area, for those of us listening from the Bay Area, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It is competitive to a fault. It is really, it's really people trying to chase the American dream in one of the most capitalist hellholes in America right now. Really get that tech on, really build up. Really, your life doesn't begin until you start working at Google or Amazon.
Right.
And I feel like that really, the point of view of that screenplay, the screenplay is called A Foolproof Guides to College Admissions. It's something an 18-year-old wrote. My bad.
We won't apologize.
All right.
Yeah.
It's about someone whose sole identity is getting into name college, say an Ivy League, for really no other reason besides they want to go to an Ivy League and they want to be seen as intelligent.
So I had a really similar experience. I mean, I went to high school in the Bay Area, so I also understand. And also so I'm really curious to hear about what it's like. I don't know if you do have this experience, maybe you don't, maybe you do, but I would imagine the potential for there to be shame as you pursue art.
Oh, constant.
Yeah, because for me, I'm that's a unavoidable part of combining this sort of elite experience of these undergraduate institutions. I went to Duke, similar to Cal-ish, and the sort of it's really difficult to even ground the desire to pursue something like a stand-up comedy.
Yeah.
And so I'm wondering how you deal with that.
Honestly, burning bridges. But
Hell yeah.
No, but it really has something to do. I feel like my childhood was a lot more complicated than my peers at university. So in a way, I feel like my mind, not my mind, I guess my mind works in a different way to where it feels viable to have to have this pursuit in which I still have a sense of self throughout my life. That's really what I feel like. How else would I put this? Could you rephrase the question?
Just to pursue something like stand-up comedy is extremely scary. I mean, it's scary in the sense that you're sharing yourself on stage, but I don't know if you've found this. I have found that trying to say with my full chest to people, particularly those that I was brought up around, to say that my career is that I'm going to make art, stand-up inclusive,
yes.
Feels like it has been the struggle of my young adulthood to be I'm taking in this feeling. I feel judged. I feel shame. I feel like I'm not doing the thing that you want me to do. I'm not taking the job at Google. I'm not pursuing this thing. And to be this is what I'm doing after all of this prep feels in itself extremely scary, on top of the fact that making art is vulnerable in its content.
Yes.
But even claiming it as this is what I want to be doing.
Yeah, I mean, I think that part of pursuing performance art as an adult involves trafficking in loserdom, insofar as that it involves throwing your entire self into something that most people think is dumb and a waste of time, but it's the only thing that makes you want to get up in the morning.
Exactly.
And so I'm curious what it was like in sort of this hyper achievement oriented Bay Area environment, saying I want to pursue comedy.
I feel like it's honestly a lot quieter for me than you think. I mean, to be fair, keep in mind, I went to a place like Berkeley. I went to high school. I graduated high school in 2020. So a lot of the people I didn't want to interact with, I never got to interact with them. Yeah, and at Berkeley, honestly, part of Berkeley was that I just didn't identify. I was, if I didn't pursue stand-up, I would be in the chemistry industry. Could you fucking imagine that? Me working with carcinogens? I'd be dead.
It's giving Walter White.
Exactly.
So eventually genuinely. Walter White.
Can you imagine the headline of when I die? It's gonna be like, oh my god, this guy took all the ether in the room.
We're always hearing about how sad it was that 2020 graduates didn't get a high
yes,
school
I was going to say,
but this is
this is the chaos that prompted you to bring order to the chaos.
No, it genuinely did. Yeah, because keep in mind, like, COVID, there was honestly, there was a couple years where I missed COVID because I essentially got to be in my room and really think about what I wanted for myself. You didn't, I couldn't think about, oh my god, this is what my classmate was doing, because I wasn't able to be around that classmate to tell me that they're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna go to fucking chemistry camp and I'm gonna go to Stanford, blah blah blah. Of course, that changed a lot. Yeah, it changed a lot more in college, but going to chemistry, I feel like I felt a lack of belonging in Berkeley, let alone in the College of Chemistry, known as the Cock at UC Berkeley, and
Berkeley Cock. Get it if
Berkeley
you can.
Cock.
Yeah. I feel
everybody wants that Berkeley Cock.
Yeah.
No one wants that Berkeley Cock. Are you kidding me? Berkeley Cock is the kind of cock that you'd get it and then they just call you endlessly.
Huh.
I feel like Berkeley Cock is very
Oh, we are talking about cock now. Now we're talking about.
Sorry, I thought
talking about College of Chemistry.
No, that's what you're talking
it's
about.
Hard
Jonas
to
is
get
now.
in.
Oh yes.
It's
hard to get in. It lasts a long time.
Demanding to maintain. But a huge payout if you can stick through till the end. Ooh.
Yeah.
We're going to cut this out.
Cut that
a lot
whole
of
thing.
fluids.
Cut the whole thing out.
Yeah.
Gross.
Throw the bit out. Off the record. Entire bit was off the record.
So, class of 2020 escaped peer pressure.
Yeah, escape peer pressure. I get into the College of Chemistry. I'm in these these chem labs. I realize I'm nothing like the other people around there. I felt an extreme lack of belonging in the College of Chemistry, not only because I didn't really relate to my classmates, but also because I was dog shit at chemistry. I'm pretty sure I almost killed myself a couple times, not even on purpose.
Just because the chemistry.
It's hard.
I see.
Who knew? Yeah. It's so hard to get
and
into
you're like,
because
no,
chemistry's
this one
hard.
was an accident. Please don't. This is not on the record of my suicidal ideation. This is just the mistakes I made in the lab.
Oh yeah, genuinely. Well,
There's
so many times where I just get accidentally high and I'm like, how is this more fun than my entire degree? Honestly, no, yeah. And I've had multiple points where being a chemistry student at Berkeley is what made me try to kill myself the first time.
Yeah.
Genuinely, where I realized I was up until 1 a.m. in Main Stacks, which is the hell library for those of us that's never been to Berkeley. I'm going home and I realize I haven't even finished my chemistry homework, and this is what the rest of my life is going to be if I don't do anything about it. And that's when I tried to get run over.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Well, first of all, I'm glad you weren't successful.
Yeah.
Because we're so glad you're here.
Thank you.
But that's also deeply relatable because I also felt so deeply out of place at Duke, and I as hard as it was to feel that, I was I think that I became more radical earlier on. If I had gone to a school where I had fit in a little bit better, and who knows if there is a higher education place that I would have fit in, because the whole pursuit of higher education is this kind of pursuit of excellence and elitism, and I'm sure I have plenty of elitist tendencies in me, but I like didn't understand why people didn't want to like be creative with their work. I don't know. I just like I didn't fit in. I felt really out of place, and that sort of discomfort prompted me to pursue writing because I was like, I'm not meant for these ambitions. I don't have the same ambitions as my classmates. I don't enjoy feeling better than other people. But then I sometimes long for this experience where I maybe went to art school, but then you hear about the horrors of art school and how that can also just like kill your relationship with your craft too. So maybe this sort of discordant energy that we experienced was like a nice way to like motivate you into the art without having it. Because I hear about people in film school and writing programs where that sort of pursuit also ends with alienation. So at least we're alienated from the bastards.
Yeah, no, I completely understand, and I completely get how you feel. I something that I always thought was that even like if like I completely agree. Like I always wanted to go to another school, but I have a feeling it would have been the same. It would have been the same feeling. Academia is academia no matter where you go.
Right.
And I also thought, like, what if I just changed my major to English? I just spend 3 more years in college and graduate with a degree in English. I feel like no matter what, if you go to academia, it'll make you, like, especially for the humanities, it'll make you a great critic of the humanities, but it will not make you a great creator.
Did you guys hear that? Amazing. Hands down, one of the best things I've ever heard. Yeah, yes.
That is what essay writing is at its heart. It's a critique. It's a critique. It's understanding the world around you, but it doesn't tell you how to create.
So I was a physics major when I started.
Holy
fuck! So I was joined in the physics department when I started college. And then halfway through freshman year, I was like, I cannot go back into this hall. Like I cannot go back into the lecture hall because I did well enough the first semester. I really like the mechanics of physics. I like the math of it, but like it was day one of my second semester of college that I walked into the same lecture hall that I had been in all fall, and I was like, I cannot spend.
This is a place of misery.
There's no window. I cannot be here anymore. And so I became a film major, literature, film person.
Beautiful.
Marxism. But same, I was like, why is it that I went to the other end of the liberal arts spectrum. I went way to the other side, and I still felt weird. Like I still felt out of place. So to your point, like, yes, you could have changed your major, and there would have been a lot of similar experiences.
Exactly.
Could be.
It could have been. Who knows?
Who knows? We'll never know. But we do know that you're here now making comedy.
Yes, exactly.
So then you finished up at school, and then you took to the stage. But you're like on the grind. Like you're one of the people that I know of in the local community, and like you're on the grind for sure.
I fucking better be. I hope I am.
Because you're out there like 4 to 5 nights a week.
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Listen, it's a night out with the love of my life.
That's so true.
It's something, I mean, like the one thing that was giving me life in college was doing stand-up. Mm-hmm. I was doing stand-up with the like college comedy club, and it was my favorite thing. I was producing shows. I was writing regularly. A lot of my best friends were a part of that club. And I realized like it's a very important thing for me. And having graduated Berkeley, going back home, I'm San Francisco born and raised. When I moved home, I barely left the house. I fucking hated San Francisco. Yeah. I mean, one of the core tenets of Thespians is that like San Francisco is it's dying. The soul of San Francisco is dying. Yeah. And part of and I swear to God, I have somewhere in my notes app from 2 years ago, is you need to leave the house and do comedy to love this city again. And do you? Yeah. Are you kidding me?
Tell us everything.
Are you fucking kidding me? I mean, like, there's something great about when you start out in comedy. Of course, that's a big make it or break it kind of thing. But when you start out, like, in the right place and the right time, it really turns into the island of misfit toys. It's very beautiful. I'm not talking about like broken people. It's just talking about people with very unique life experiences, and you don't even judge them. As long as they make you laugh, you love them. And at that point, once you experience it once, you realize it's just a numbers game. If I got lucky and I had that magical night, I need to maximize the times I'm out so I can have that magical night over and over again.
I see. Wow. Such a great attitude.
Yeah.
One day I'll try getting back on the circuit, and that's my attitude I'm going to take to it.
Of course it gets rough. I'm avoiding the month of just like I need to have a good set. Really, like I'm always looking. You always have to be looking forward to do stand up. Like if you have a bad night, fuck it. Like if you keep fixating on it, it might ruin your career.
True.
Honestly, you have to keep moving forward. If you kill, that's great. When do I do it next? If you have a bad night, fuck, that sucks. Next time you'll do better. You have to be looking forward. And honestly, that is a problem in itself. You're never in the moment, except for when you're on stage because you have that rush of adrenaline and whatnot.
Sure.
But yeah.
I once heard someone say that a good comedian will get on stage and kill and feel good, but a great comedian will get on stage and kill and feel nothing.
Who said that?
I don't know.
Okay.
I get it.
That feels like something you made up.
I don't think I made that up. I'm pretty sure someone told me that.
I've heard about it. I mean, there's a certain point where like your bar gets higher and higher every time. Where like I've had sets where like I've had sets where I feel numb at the end now, but if I had that exact same set when I was a month in, I would have been like, I'm gonna do this fucking forever. I'm a fucking professional comedian.
Yeah.
Oh my God. 2 drink tickets, 2? Oh my God. But yeah, I think I do agree. I feel like, the more you do it, the more you see yourself improve and the higher of a bar that you have for yourself.
Yeah. Do you have like a current understanding of two places in terms of thinking ahead? One, do you have pieces of your craft that you know that you want to delve into, that you're like, I want to play with this, or I want to try doing this? Is there like an element to your own craft that you feel that you're like clocking in terms of what you'd want to,
something I want to accentuate,
or grow into, or like work on? If you're like, this is, I don't know, sometimes, do you ever have this experience during the course of comedy where you're like, that type of joke writing or that type of thing, I feel like I'm like really in it right now. I'm like, really, this is like, this is me at my best.
Yes.
What is that?
Like, of course, like, I do think that like talking about the self is very good. I want to be able to bear down and like be incredibly honest with myself.
Okay.
On stage and get people to love me still. I mean, like, I like. My name is Jonas. Do we know Weezer? Are we big Weezer heads?
Weezer. Yeah.
Okay. Do you know Pinkerton?
A little bit.
Pinkerton is
I shouldn't have said
Weezer's...
Weezer. I shouldn't have said Weezerhead. That was a lie.
Pinkerton is Weezer's second album that was critically panned because the frontman of Weezer, Rivers Cuomo,
Sure.
Was incredibly honest to the point of being disgusting throughout the entire run of Pinkerton. And I want my comedy to be kind of like Pinkerton, where you get to see me just like in the most disgusting ways, but also like the best ways possible. A whole spectrum of who I am as a person. I want you to laugh with me about it. There's a reason why I'm bringing it on stage. I don't want you to laugh at me. Are you kidding me? Laugh with me. If I want people to laugh at me, I'll go see my mom, you know?
Sure.
But yeah, that's really what I want. I want to be able to have people see me for just all that I am. Just some real disgust, like some real like bare my soul to these people and have them love it.
Cool.
Another thing, as an Asian person in comedy, I feel like Asians are so hooked on this sort of model minority kind of deal, where a lot of Asian comedy is practically modern minstrel comedy. Sorry, I dropped a fucking bomb.
But we, in this household, we talk a lot about gay comedy for straights, which feels similar.
And in fact, we do talk a lot in this house about minstrel shows and how minstrelsy was the first uniquely American form of theater, and the legacy of it sort of remains in these haunting ways in certain types of performance art. So I'd love to hear more.
That's very interesting, actually. I could definitely see vestiges of minstrelry. I mean, you could sense it for like literally any other comic that's not a straight white guy. But a lot of Asians, like when I first started out doing comedy in college, I did not want to talk about being Filipino at all because I thought it would have sounded like rice cookers. Am I right? Bitter melon. Whoa. But I realized like you need to. I feel like a lot of how should I put this? Asian comedy is very surface level. A lot of Asian comedy is very surface level. I hate my mom. My family's controlling. I got made fun of for my lunch. Rice cookers, it tends to be one of those few things. We're good at math. Small penis, Asian woman, white man. We've heard it all before. It's incredibly hackneyed, in my opinion, where I feel like we need to talk about our individual experience, not as an Asian person, but what we've experienced by living with an Asian family or Asian culture or Asian festivities. I forget the word, holidays. I feel like it needs to be a lot more personalized rather than it essentially being, here's me representing all of the Philippines.
Yeah.
That's such a line to toe. I mean, like, that's also the burden of being any minority artist, is that you, even if you are really wanting to not do the thing, the presence of the stereotype is in itself a burden, because you are actually trying to calculate whether you're doing the minstrelsy or you're sort of.
But then to be doing comedy, which is just sort of counter stereotyping, is still sort of like building your comedy around the presence of the stereotype. Yeah. And so it sort of is hard in the presence of stereotypes to think about what is authenticity.
Exactly. At the end of the day, I honestly, like, no matter what, like, if I write a Filipino joke, I will get in probably like at least a day's worth of just mental gymnastics to see, like, is this like stereotyping, or is this just me, or is this just my feelings on, say, my family? So honestly, I try not to be like Filipinos. I try just to be like my dad or my grandma or my uncle.
And also, it's I don't know if you feel this. Maybe you do, maybe you don't. Maybe I'm more out of touch with comedy as of late. But like, I would imagine that there's also a lot of pressures to embrace the stereotype.
Yes.
They're like, they want you to bring that because people...
That's what people see.
That's
the one thing that people see. Nondescript Asian man.
Yeah.
Talk about being nondescriptly Asian.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I like a nice roast battle, but like roast battles are very formulaic.
Yeah.
Effeminate Asian man.
Yeah,
That's really like the one thing that people really just hone in on.
Yeah, and roast battles are really having a moment right now.
They've been.
They on Netflix, I mean, they're like, why are we doing this? I don't get it.
I also don't know. I mean, I feel like we have been in this kind of ongoing conversation in the world of comedy about the ethic of what we're doing and sort of how it fits into larger society. And there's something about this way that roast battles tend to go where it's like, what is the kind of most visible minoritized feature of this person, and sort of how can I write jokes about that?
Exactly.
Which is kind of the core of what a roast is. And I mean, recently a lot of people found the Kevin Hart roast recently to be just like not funny, too far.
I also found a lot of the I didn't watch it, and maybe I should to stay relevant, but that people were saying like it was not a joke about Kevin Hart as a black person. It was just jokes about black people, which we want to avoid at all costs. But
I feel like especially with the uptick of roast, I feel like the idea of like the roast battle and roasts in general, it's been like it's like a pug, you know? It's been like so selectively bred that it's like turned into like its own little like cancer in the comedy community, where like honestly I feel like comedy's gotten like, you could tell who's been absorbing a lot of roast battles because their comedy tends to be inherently meaner. And I feel like for me, that goes against my working definition of it, which is low to high.
Right. Low to high.
I find it to be so baffling. I mean, over the course of my comedy career, I have seen, like, when I started doing comedy, it was sort of defensive of comedy was kind of right-wing coded. It was like this, yeah, we defend free speech in the face of cancel culture and this kind of like, liberal attempt to sort of, make people say all of this woke mind virus crap. That was sort of the ethos. And then things shifted at some point where then it was like this incredible right-wing antagonism towards comedians who were making jokes about Charlie Kirk or whatever. And so we're in this very weird place where everybody, regardless of their political stance, hates comedy.
Well, I mean, I think regardless of your political stance, we're kind of being viewed in a panopticon of like, you have to put clips on the internet and you never know when someone's going to record you. I mean, like, we're just like, to be surveilled all the time is also just this like hard place to be.
I will say it is very difficult. I mean, like, no matter what, whenever someone brings a camera and records their stand-up, it's all, like, no matter what, it will be taken out of context in some sense. Like, we don't know what the vibe of the entire show was like. We don't know what the previous comedian said.
Right.
And sometimes, especially in these showcases, it's nice to just, like talk about the previous comedian. Yeah. Where if you record that, no one cares. What you're talking about.
Yeah, and you're like, I have to know what I'm recording and make sure that I can do a recording that works for an evergreen thing. But then, I mean, the economics on stand-up right now are so brutal in terms of, like, how people conceptualize their personal marketing. I don't know. Okay, do you have goals in terms of not necessarily the material, but, like, goals in terms of what kind of rooms you want to do and what your kind of like dream gig is for the next year?
Honestly, this has been very strange for me. I just turned 24 recently, and I constantly am looking at this thing on my wall which says "Move to New York when you're 25."
And
it's fucking terrifying to me. It's very existential because how much could I fit into a year? Because I want to, because I feel like it's never going to be opportune to move across the country. But the more I wait, the deeper my roots in San Francisco get. But I want to perform at Punchline again. I want to perform at Cobb's. I want to do SF Sketch Fest. Honestly, if I'm here for a long time, I'd love to do San Francisco Comedy.
Sketch Fest?
I'm waiting. I have so many shows this month. I'm going to wait to see if I get one that's better than my Punchline set, and I'm going to send that over before the end of the early deadline.
Hell yeah.
Yeah. But there's only so much that I could do, Like, if I'm really thinking about moving by the time by the time I turn 25, or at least have a very heavy plan by the time I'm 25, there's only so much I could do. And it's nice. I could definitely feel upward trajectory still. It's just a very scary thought, especially because there's there's a constant flight of comedians coming from the Bay Area to either New York or LA.
That's what the San Francisco ceiling. That's what we talk about every episode. Is
really,
we heard that early when we were talking about making art here when we were researching for Thespians. And every person has mentioned it.
I did not know that. What is it?
The San Francisco ceiling, meaning that sort of as your career goes up as a stand-up or an actor or other type of performer, there's a maximum that you can get in San Francisco. And so you'll either max out at the San Francisco ceiling or move to New York or LA.
Yeah. Wow. That makes sense.
And I don't want to believe it.
I do. The thing is, I know the San Francisco art scene through stand-up, and I've seen like there's a constant flow of comics that are like, okay, I see them hit this, and this. Like they hit Punchline, and they hit Cobb's, and maybe they're past at Punchline even, and they hit San Francisco Comedy Competition, and then after that they go.
Well, and it's not about talent. Like there are incredibly talented people in San Francisco. It's just like what can you possibly hope for as a working stand-up comedian in San Francisco? You could be opening for famous comedians at the Punchline. Like it's just there's not like a pathway into stand-up as a full-time career. There just are these built-in limits about what you can do.
That's very true. It's no matter what, you're only going to be seen as an opener.
That's tough.
Yeah.
You're not wrong. That's a way to say it that I hadn't quite thought about.
Yeah.
Okay. Anything else on your mind?
Fuck, marry, kill. Premise, setup, punchline.
Premise, setup. Okay, I love that.
Fuck, marry, kill, premise, setup, punchline.
Okay, fine. I'll go first.
Okay.
I thought about this all day.
Great.
First of all, marry, punchline. Love of my life. That is what makes stand-up the stand-up. The ooh. And the always, punchline will always keep it new. It's always full of surprises. I feel like that's the journey. Fuck setup. You fuck setup. There's so much foreplay. You're just gonna, edging. Am I right? And I guess I'll kill premise, and that's fine because I feel like you got to kill premises fairly early.
I would also kill premise. No, you would. Never mind. I know I already know how you're going to answer. Go ahead.
Really?
Yeah.
I would kill punchline.
I knew that.
Who needs it? You know what? Who needs it?
And you would fuck premise, wouldn't you?
I would.
You
fuck
dirty
premise.
slut. You would fuck premise.
I would fuck premise.
I know that because your premises are crazy. Yes, crazy fucking of the premise.
And I would marry setup.
Do you know this joke of hers about the bearskin rug?
Oh, no.
You would. I mean, it's not stand-up-y, classic-y stand-up, but it's like. Can you do a version of it?
Mm-hmm. So my least favorite trope in media is when there's a couple and they go for a romantic weekend and they're staying in a cabin, and inside the cabin is a roaring fireplace, and in front of the fireplace is a bearskin rug, and the couple is making love on the bearskin rug. Do you have any idea how much a bearskin rug costs? I mean, it'll easily set you back $10,000. Yeah. Like, this is a luxury item, and you're having sex on it. Like, first of all, that's crazy. Second of all, what if it gets stained? Okay? Right? What are you going to do? How do you clean a bearskin rug? I didn't know, so I looked it up. So I'll tell you. You have to take it to a professional furrier, okay? Yes, it's a complicated thing to do. And I don't know how that works because I've never had a furrier, but this is how I imagine it goes. It's like you take your bearskin rug and you go into your furrier's office, and her name is probably something like Genevieve. And you're like, Genevieve, like, I have cum stains on my bearskin rug. And like, I don't even know how people become furriers, but I imagine that it's something like one time many years ago, Genevieve and her husband went up north on a trip. They were staying at a cabin, and it was a snowy morning, and her husband went out in his snowshoes to go watch the sunrise and then never came home. And she had to call the Canadian Mounted Police. It was up in the Yukon, and they had to come and they searched everywhere. And she was just like waiting all day, watch the sun come up and sun go down again, hoping that her husband would be found alive. And eventually the Mounties come to her and say, "We found his body." And she's clutching a bearskin rug. And so she decided then to become a furrier because her last memory of her husband was of fur. And you're going to go into her office with a cum-stained bearskin rug? She doesn't have a cum-stained bearskin rug. Her husband is dead.
Jesus Christ.
And this, the premise here is that Nova was watching a movie.
Oh my God, yeah, I get it. That's a fucking journey.
That's like, so that feels like that's like peak for me. That's like peak Nova,
that
all
is
caps.
Crazy.
Thank you.
Oh my God, that is beautiful.
I could never do that. So you would marry?
I would marry setup.
And you would kill Punchline.
I would kill Punchline.
Fascinating.
And I would fuck Premise.
This is how
Your turn.
I know that Jonas is the only true stand-up comedian in the room.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I would also kill Punchline. What the fuck? I know. And I would...
Who needs it?
I would... No, wait. No, I'm sorry. I would kill Premise. Kill Premise. I would marry Setup. Is this what you said?
I think that's exactly what I said.
Fuck, I thought I had a different opinion. I don't really like punchlines and I'm not good at writing them, but I'm like really good at that, just like middle area. And I need to, but the premise, I every time I hear a setup in a stand-up special, I'm like, great, I know how to write 3 jokes that would finish this.
Nice. That's actually awesome.
But then I feel like I'm stealing the setup, so I
That's
don't.
a punch up, really, what you're doing.
Yeah. So anyway, I love an elaborate setup, and I'm really bad at premises. And but I'm pursuing a stand-up as a study soon. I'm gonna be reading some books and doing a more of a workbook style.
I feel like some of my favorite, the only books I've read in 2025 were stand-up books.
Judy Carter, you have my money again.
Judy Carter, the first time I read a stand-up book, it was I found a used comedy Bible by Judy Carter.
That's Judy Carter's, yes.
Yeah, a used Judy Carter stand-up Bible written in on the street. That was someone's
Kismet.
dreams dashed.
Damn, that does.
Wow.
Yeah.
The first time I read that book, I was 17 years old, and I was pursuing stand-up as my senior internship project, my senior capstone project was stand-up comedy. And I read that book.
Damn.
Any other book recommendations?
Finding Your Comic Genius. I forget who is fuck. I feel so bad. That's actually probably my favorite book.
Could you Google it real quick, Lorenzo?
Finding Your Comic Genius. It's a white book, and it is a light bulb, and the bulb part of it is a microphone. And the other one is...
No, we'll cut this out. We can have him look them up for you, and then it'll sound like you knew them.
Thank you so much.
And then we'll edit it out.
Oh my God, my favorite.
So any other book recommendations?
My favorite. Oh my God. So I read this one. It was lent to me by the very funny and very Chinese Kathy Chow. It is called Finding Your Comic Genius by Adam Bloom. He's like a British comic. He's very funny. He has some incredibly good chapters on not only on things that like a beginning comic would never even think about.
Cool.
Of course, there's writing and whatnot, but I think one of the most important chapters in it is his chapter on status. That's a chapter that I read about, I think twice, maybe 3 times.
It's a big thing in improv.
Really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
But I'm assuming what you're describing is like trying to figure out where you are in the status.
Exactly. Yeah. And of course, like inherently in stand-up, something status is lowered. And by lowering something's status, perhaps in the background, something else's status is higher. And that's why political humor is very good, and that it lowers the status of something in power, and as a result raises the status of, well, essentially those reading it.
That's just basic calculus.
Yeah.
Totally.
That's a transitive property, baby.
That's what I'm talking about.
Fucking math.
That's that Berkeley cock.
Oh my God, dude.
That's a throwback.
Uh-huh.
We
And
call it a
that's
callback,
something I learned
baby.
from Judy Carter.
Okay, and what is the name of the third one?
I don't
Did you
think
look
he
it
gave
up?
to him. He
I
didn't
don't,
even give
I
him
don't,
the
I
name.
don't even remember. It was an audiobook, and I remember because it's like a Rosenbaum. It's like a guy named Rosenbaum made
This
it.
might be too hard to look up.
It might be too hard to look up. It's a Jewish guy, and I remember because he quotes comics, and he quotes black comics, and he straight up says the N-word.
No.
I know. It's one of those things where I was like, whoa.
Is it Born Standing Up?
No. Is that by Tim Dressen?
It's by Dan Rosenbaum.
There's no way. There's no way. I don't think it is that. I'm going to take out my phone right now because I'm pretty sure it is in my Spotify audiobooks.
Ah.
Give me one moment.
Lorenzo, how's our time looking?
We're at almost 8.
8 p.m.
Yeah, we've been going about an hour and 10.
Oh, let's wrap
we
up.
were recording for a little while before,
That's right.
So it's more like
Plus, we had the window debacle.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
6 minutes.
Okay, so we're about an hour. Oh my gosh, this is so embarrassing.
This is a segment called Jonas's Book Club. Jonas is going to tell us his best comedy book recommendations.
First, he recommended an old guy who was purportedly using slurs against comics. So enjoy that one.
He's not against comedy. He was quoting.
Oh, I
He
see.
was quoting
Doesn't make it
someone's material. He was still saying the slur.
Yeah. He wasn't blurting it out.
No
bleeping it
hard
out.
R. No hard R.
No, which we would never do. Nor do I
Yes.
think it's our place to.
God, I don't even know where you find.
I have no comment on that.
I can't find it. I'll text. the
Anyway,
both of
Jonas's
you,
book
but-
club was really great, but we didn't know what the reading was. Okay. Any other closing thoughts on anything you need to need to get off your chest about comedy or performing or art or
Do
life?
you want our audience to know?
I think that this was really good, and I can't wait to hear this in the testimony against me years from now.
Yeah.
What else? I think this is really good. I think it encapsulated my thoughts on not stand-up, but just comedy in general.
Cool.
I mean, I'd like to thank the both of you for just allowing this to happen
Sure.
and helping me, like allowing me just to use this space to fucking explode in feelings that have been bottled up. I haven't been able to talk about this with anyone. Oh my God.
Come back
this is so
anytime.
nice
This
to
is a
talk
safe space.
about. Thank you.
And
Oh my
I can't
God.
wait to someday be a character witness for you.
I can't wear your fur coat and the sunglasses.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's Nova. Shit. I'm
What
done
I can
for.
tell you is that he always had a knife in his pocket.
I have a knife in my pocket right now.
I know. And that's
And that's time.